Hi, this is Rosie. Thank you for joining me, Rosie.
Good morning.
Rosie's morning. You're looking very summery, actually. I meant to say that to you earlier. I'm in my black and in my office. So I wanted to just record this to share your thoughts, your experiences working with me. And Rosie will tell you we haven't pre-planned this. She doesn't know what I'm going to ask her. So it'll be very open and very honest, which is the way we prefer to work because that's real. So the first thing is, currently, Rosie, you're in the Flourish program with me, which is a program we work in over 20 weeks um, together in a small group. So, how's it going for you?
Um, it's been really great to work with um, yourself and also with two other people because I think we spark each other. I think it's useful to have different, all three got different issues. And I found it really helpful to be there with um, somebody who understands me. I've known Jenny for a long time. And I've been to Jenny for physio for a number of years, good long years actually. I've had a long-standing back problem, but it's not just back, it's the way it affects the rest of you. And I think that's where Jenny gets me because it's not just a back issue. It's more about the rest of you and where Jenny can point you that actually you need to really think about uh, how what she's asking you to do um, is impacting on the way you are and the way you think about how your body works. Because traditional physio will just has given me exercises without even so much as asking me hardly any questions or asking me what hurts or maybe just saying, well, what is it in your back? And that's about it. There's no understanding of how long um, the issue I'm dealing with has gone on for or how it's impacting my life. Whereas Jenny tackles it from a much more holistic point of view. And that's always been the case, whether I've done straight exercise or whether I've been doing something that's more rounded and looking at not just how your back works, but how that speaks to the rest of my body and how that can free me up to do things that I don't think I ever thought I would be able to do, which is it's just amazing, really. So yeah, does that answer you? I don't know whether that answers your question because I
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah, it's fantastic. So you mentioned in there that you've been working with, we've known each other for a long time, we've done different things together. So maybe some people might be thinking, oh, does that mean it's not getting any better? But
No.
for me, it's always, I know that that's not true, but just so we can be, for me, it's always about the next level, the next level, the next level, rather than just going, um, oh, I've made you be able, you can bend better now, or you can stretch better, or you can stand a bit longer. For me, it's always about exploring, okay, we've achieved that. What else could we do? Do you think that's a true reflection of how it is to work with me?
Um, yes, I would, because I think maybe the first time I came to you, it was at maybe a crisis point or it was a real issue where I was finding it very difficult to move. And that's where we started to free things up. And excuse me, you go away and you do what you needed to do to just make the issue be something that was less um real, not the more chronic side of things, but the more what's the word I want? The pain that was excruciating and meant I wasn't able to do just live life, never mind things like driving, things like working, were still did them, but it was a constant tussle. to going on to look at maybe what repeat patterns of behavior I might do that didn't help free up further the issues that were in my back and the way I move, that then continued to extend into my life, and didn't help. I don't know whether they didn't help. No, they didn't help. They probably hindered day-to-day life. And you just learn to put up and shut up at times, because life was busy. But each time Jenny was there with different things, different ways of approaching something, and a fresh way often to rethink how I might tackle things again. And it wasn't that it hadn't solved an issue at the time, because the acute issue would have gone, but underlying, there's still certain issues that I have physically that aren't going to go away. You learn to work around them. And Jenny is very good at taking those things that you probably can't change, but you can learn to use certain ways to work around that, and to believe in yourself that you're not on the scrap heap, and you certainly can. It doesn't need to define you. And that's something I learned very quickly with Jenny. My back does not, and I have never let it. I think Jenny would probably have testified to that.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't let it define me. I'm not a quitter. And I'm always looking for and listening to new ways to support me in day-to-day living so that I can live my best life.
That's amazing. No, you're definitely not a quitter, because it takes commitment, doesn't it? It isn't necessarily a quick fix or an easy fix. And I don't ever promise that, do I? I don't ever say we're going to do 3 things and it's going to marvelously, take your pain away forever, because that isn't fair and it's not right. But for me, I think that everybody can improve their quality of life. So everybody can learn more about themselves and feel more empowered in themselves to tackle pain when it does arrive, but also to improve fitness, confidence, mobility, so that whilst you may still experience some pain, it interferes less and less with your life. So you can move forward, to be able to walk more, do more, and have more confidence in your body that it will be okay, or that you're not going to cause any more harm or damage. Would you say that's fair? That's what we're
100%.
doing?
Yeah, I won't go for the because I was at the point where it was surgery or a pretty rough future, I suppose. But equally, I wasn't ready to take the surgery option either. So that was where Jenny came back into her own. And I can't, just going to the surgeon isn't going to solve everything. There's a lot more that I can do with Jenny to make life not just livable, but more than livable. It's more than that, because I can still smile and I can still be active and doing things that I don't think I ever thought I was going to be able to get back to. And it does take time. It's not happening straight away, but it's just that you have to, it's a bit like peeling back the layers.
Yeah.
And as you peel back each layer, you think, yep, done that. I can do this now. Yep, I've done that, and I'll be able to do that. And I've done things that I didn't ever think I'd be able to do. I started running.
I know, that's
And if
amazing. So may I say that Rosie also has arthritic back, but she's had arthritic knees and her feet, she had foot surgery. So those of you who are thinking, oh, well, I've got other limb problems, so does Rosie, you know, and we're not just tackling. And that's the one thing that in Flourish or any program I work on, somebody has back pain like Rosie, but we don't ignore the fact that her feet, she walks on, she's had arthritis in her knees, that the program's including tackle those things, hasn't it? We haven't just focused on your back, have we?
Oh, no,
Rosie's
no, no.
currently focusing on a part of her, 'cause in the program, although we've got this group and there'll be a small group that we work with, nobody's got the same program, have they? Everyone's
No,
got, all
we've got
three of them have got a
nothing.
common back problem, but some others have got other joint problems, but you've all got completely different things to do, haven't you? We're all learning about pain and we're all learning about ourselves and so much more. But yeah, each person's got a different program depending on what I think, after having assessed them, is what's important. So that's
Working on
key.
my feet
Yes,
to help my back and to help
correct.
me stay more mobile, really, in a comfortable way.
Yeah.
And that's making a massive difference.
Good, good. You're working hard at it, and there is no shortcut in it. They have to do the work. You know, you need my support to keep you motivated at all those times that we go. And they do it in the group as well. We have a WhatsApp group, and they are really good at, you know, everyone supports everybody else because everyone knows how hard it is, and you will have highs and lows. It is not a linear recovery. You don't start here and just get better and better. It's
No,
up and it's down. And one of the challenges of more traditional physio is that support isn't always there, or that way of explaining. So would
no.
you agree that when you come and you ask me a question about something goes on, we do all we can to try and understand it in more deep depth and explain it and make sense of it, so that you can go, okay, I get that. Now I know what I'm doing. Now I know why it's happening. Now I know what I can do to help myself. So that's really important.
There's more time too.
Yeah, I like time. I
I
think it's
did
important.
that.
It's fun. I really enjoy it. I love it. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. I love this work. If you were, if someone was watching this and thinking, is this for me? And should I do it? Should I come and give Jenny a chance? Because that's a lot of the time where people have got to, where they feel like they've been told quite a few times there's not much more they can do, or maybe they feel that it's their age that's a barrier, or maybe even their weight. First of all, that's not how I think or feel, and I think anyone who works with me would agree. But what would you say to somebody who maybe is watching this and thinking, is it for me? Will it make a difference? What would you say?
It's definitely worth giving a go, 100%.
Mhm.
You have to have an open mind. You have to be committed, and you have to trust Jenny, and you have to trust your own body and listen to it as it tells you the new things you've perhaps not ever felt before, because you haven't had somebody to open your mind to what your body is telling you. I think sometimes we don't listen to our bodies. And when we're exercising and doing new things, Jenny will get us to feedback to her, to tell her where we're feeling different things and how that makes it feel, and what feedback we're getting from different parts of our body depending on what exercise we're doing. And that all then adds into the information for Jenny so that she can then tell us, okay, well, try this or try that. Let's see what that feels like. Now concentrate on this as you're doing that exercise. So you don't concentrate on the same thing, you might concentrate on something else. And by the time we've gone through a set of exercises, actually, we're all doing something better and in a different way, because we've taken responsibility to do that exercise, but feed back to Jenny, A, as we're doing it in a session, but B, as we've gone away and worked on it ourselves and then come back together. And I find that working in a group like that is very supportive, it's motivating, and it also helps you be accountable.
That's good. And one more thing, is it just all about the exercises?
No,
No. Do I just give out a load of exercises for you to follow?
no,
We were
definitely
so
not.
we were several weeks in before we even got to that, weren't we?
We didn't even get to that. I kept thinking, okay, I've still not got my exercises this. Okay,
And there was,
that's when I started my running. I
yeah,
thought, I'm going to just walk a little bit faster and walk a little bit faster. And I have to say, to anybody that watches this, you would never, my dad would die because he wasn't a runner either. He was a very interested in human leisure and all the rest of it. But to say that I would ever think about running would be the last thing on the planet he would say I would do. I'm not a runner. I'm certainly not a sprinter. But just to be able to find that movement in my body, I would love to go back to my back surgeon, who was he was wonderful. I would love to go back to him and just tell him what I'm now doing,
he'd be
because
really impressed.
and he's a top back surgeon in Europe. So yeah, I would love to tell him what I'm now doing, because that's made a difference to my life. I've got something that I would have never ever thought I could do. So if I could say anything to anybody, I would say, don't close your mind to what you can do. The horizons are limitless if you open your mind and your body to what Jenny will help you to do.
Oh, thank you, Rosie. Thank you for being so honest and open and sharing with people. I really appreciate it. And I know there'll be somebody watching this, they'll connect with that and go, thank you. So you all have helped people out. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're going to have our group in a moment, aren't we? So we're going to say goodbye and then come back together. Thank you,
Okay.
Rosie. I really appreciate it. See you
Good luck,
later.
everybody. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.